Hi, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel, to my place of business, to my home. Today we're doing my February TBR. Oh, let's get started. Okay, so I have a lot of books because there's a lot going on in February. Okay, it's like Valentine's Day, it's Black History Month. My best friend in the entire world is having her debut readathon called the Bon Bon Read-a-Thon, which is such a cute name. There were a lot of things happening in my mind when I was picking this selection of books. Let's start talking about my TBR for February. First things first, we're the realist. And I want to show you the books that we're going to be reading for my Patreon on Patreon. In case you don't know, I do have a Patreon. How many times can I say Patreon? I have a Patreon, in case you didn't know. If you're like, what is even a Patreon? It's basically like a way that you can like support me, and also a way for you to get extra content, extra perks and stuff from me. There's always a link at the top of the description. Go ahead and check it out if you're interested. We do reading sprints. We have the book club. There's exclusive content that is nowhere seen on YouTube. Please check it out. We'd love to have you. For my Patreon book club, the horror book club, we will be reading How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. This is Mr. Hendrix's newest work, his newest novel, and I'm very excited. Tomorrow is the 31st. I'm starting it tomorrow. I'm also going to be doing a Patreon exclusive reading vlog just for this. So if you're interested in seeing that, please, again, check out my Patreon. We would love to have you. I'm really excited. Basically, this is about like a brother and sister who have to like go figure out what the actual F is going on with their parents' house because their parents like died. I'm not selling this to you. I'm really not selling this to you. It's basically a haunted house story, I think. I'm very excited though. We are also going to be reading for the Patreon because it's Valentine's Day and we are all like little Valentine's girlies. We love a little romance moment. We're going to be reading Wet Hot Allosaurus Summer by Lola Faust. Look at this cover, dude. Like, it's actually stunning. Like, I love this cover so much. It says hot dinosaur action the way you like it. And isn't that so true? We just love hot dinosaur action. There's so many things I love about this book. First of all, the illustrations, gorgeous. Picasso. I'm assuming it's about like a dinosaur and like a woman and they're like in love and they're gonna like, you know, play two-player Jumanji. Like I said, my best friend, bestie, Samantha at My Manga Space is hosting a readathon. Oh, I have something in my eye. Oh, fuck. She's hosting a readathon in February from, I think, the 8th to the 14th. It's only a week long, but there are a lot of prompts. So I thought, why not talk about all of them in this video and tell you the books that I would want to read if I got to all of them, which I like doubt I would. Also, I'm going to be doing a reading vlog for that week. It's going to be like a little weekly reading vlog, but it's going to be for the readathon. Anyway, and because it's like chocolate themed and like Valentine's themed, the art is so effing cute. I could effing die. Also, if anybody's wondering why I started bleeping out my F words, it's because YouTube started me, and I really didn't like that, so I started bleeping it. So if I do use like R-rated language, I'll probably bleep it or like blank it, or I'll just use words like F. Not being able to just freely express my beautiful language skills. Anyway, okay. Anyway, so the first one is Sea Salt Caramel, which is sweet, salty, and satisfying. And that means to read a tearjerker book. For this prompt, I have a book that I bought years ago. Never even thought about reading it, to be honest with you, especially after reading this author's other book that I absolutely hated. And I know like everybody loves it, but like I hate it. And that is Some Kind of Happiness by Claire Legrand. This is a middle grade, I think, contemporary novel. If you're like, what do you mean you don't like Claire Legrand? She's so good. No, she's not. Okay, like, I'm sorry, she's literally not. Also, I think I actually bought something from her recently as well. But Sawkill Girls, literally Sawkill Girls made me so angry. Like, that book was literally a scam. Fight me on it, okay? Fight me. I don't even fucking care. That book was so bad. I hated every moment of it. Like, people are like, oh my god, it's gay, but it also makes no sense. Like, what if you created queer fiction, queer media that wasn't nonsense? You know what I mean? Anyway, okay. I have this, which is also by Claire Legrand, who wrote Sawkill Girls. So I've always been a bit hesitant to try her other stuff. You may also be asking yourself, Jordaline, how do you know if that book is a tearjerker? I don't. I really don't. What the thing is, though, is like I googled like books, tearjerker books, you know, books that make you cry, and this is one of the books that came up on Google. In case you don't know, this is about this girl named Finley. Finley is kind of struggling, right? She's not having the best time. Her parents are like basically on like the verge of divorcing, and it's like a super bummer. A super bummer for Finley. Like, she's not living, she's not laughing, she's not loving. Her parents are like, okay, go spend the summer with your grandparents because we are having issues. And so she goes to see her grandparents. Finley's like, whatever, like, it's all up here, you know what I mean? Like, if you're in one place and your mindset is fucked, like, your mindset isn't going to be magically changed because you're in Hawaii or something. Like, it's not. I mean, unless your problems are external. Anyway, Finley goes to her grandparents' house, and she realizes that like the forest that surrounds her grandparents' house is like the forest that she has in her books, where it's like this magical place and stuff. On top of that, she also realizes that like it's in danger, it needs to be saved. But it says, and I quote, if she wants to save Everwood, the forest, she'll have to first save herself. I feel like this is a book about depression, and so I feel like that might make me cry. But I honestly don't know. Please let me know in the comments if you've read this, what you thought of it, because I owned it for years, never thought about reading it, never read it. But it is a very cute book. I like the way it looks. Anyway, so Peanut Butter and Jelly is read an LGBTQ plus romance. I don't know if this is like a romance, but I've really been wanting to read it. It's got gay shit, and it's by a Black author, which we love. So I am going to choose Memorial by Brian Washington. This is I'm not sure if it's like romance. I don't think it is romance, but I think it's like got romance-ish stuff in it. So does that not count? Memorial is about this couple. One of them is named Mike, and he's a Japanese American chef who works at a Mexican restaurant. And then there's Benson, who's a Black daycare teacher, and they've been together for a few years, right? Like they know the routine, you know, they have sex, you know, they cook, they clean, you know, they have like the little moments or whatever. But both of them on the inside are like, why are we together? Like, what is keeping us from just separating? Like, what's drawing me towards you? You know what I mean? And one day, just as Mike's mother is coming in from Osaka, Mike learns that his father in Japan is like literally on his deathbed. Like he's like this close to just kicking the bucket, just like leaving. And so Mike is like, I have to go say goodbye to my father because he's literally about to die, and it's like such a bummer. And so Benson is like, okay, well, bye. And then Mike's mom, who just came from Japan, she's now in America, she's like, bye. Like, premise is so funny. So Benson has to basically be roommates with this elderly Japanese woman while his boyfriend Mike is in Japan caring for, saying goodbye to his family. So it says both men will change in ways that will either make them stronger together or fracture everything they've ever known. And maybe they'll all be okay in the end. It's a funny and profound story about big first love, family in all its form, and becoming who you're supposed to be, and the limits of love. I'm very excited. Like what's not romantic about that? It sounds, first of all, so funny, so endearing. Maybe this would also be like a good like tearjerker too, you know what I mean? I'm so excited to read this, dude. It sounds so good. So we also have Vanilla Buttercream, which is read a book within your comfort zone. Mrs. Hollett, Miss Janice Hollett, has her new book out, which is called the Twyford. Oh my god, I'm so The Twyford Code. I haven't bought it yet because I'm cheap and the hardcover is ridiculously priced. Like, it's so expensive. I haven't bought it, but it is on audiobook on Scribed. I think I will read The Twyford Code if I get to this prompt. And I honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, my friend, I don't really know what it's about. Don't really know. I may never know. I mean, I will probably know eventually, but right now I have literally no idea. All I know is that me and Jessie are like obsessed. And Jessie, the moment it was out, she was like, bitch, it's out. Like, you need to go buy it. And I was like, I want to, but I'm trying to save money and it's $36. So something's stopping me. I'm gonna try to get it for free on audiobook, and then if I love it, I'll like buy the physical copy. I kind of think that's really smart, and I might start doing that, honestly, because I saw somebody, I think it was like a booktube video I was watching, I can't remember, maybe it was a TikTok. There was a girl talking about how she reads everything via like her Kindle or her Kobo or like audio, and then if she loves it, that's when she buys the physical copy. And I was like, you're a fucking genius. But then also, where would my comedic slapstick moments come from if that happened? Like, you would never see me ever again, like, hold up a book and be like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is about. I'm just a stupid little girl. You know, like, that would never happen. And you would probably be very sad. So maybe I should just keep buying books impulsively and make it for the entertainment value. Do it for the content, darling. We have Lemon Cream, which is read something that you have no expectations for. This was hard because a lot of books I do have expectations for. I either expect it to be very, very, very good or like very bad, you know? I think this book, I don't really have that much expectation for it. I don't think I do, at least. And that is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. Look at this stunning cover. Like, the only expectation that I have from this is that it's going to be nice to look at because the cover is stunning. Like, literally kill me, put my body in a dumpster, and then watch me get put into cubes. You know, like, what am I even saying? I don't know, but it's so beautiful. I could die. So this is like set like back in the olden days or whatever. Or maybe it's like in a no, it's in a fantasy world. Never mind. It's not set in the olden days. This is about Mina, right? Mina lives in this village. The people of the village believe that they need to be like good to the gods, specifically like the water god or the sea god, sorry, because they think that the sea god like hates them now. Like, they're like, oh my god, like he totally doesn't even like us anymore, so we have to be like super nice to him. So every year they sacrifice the most beautiful maiden to the sea god, hoping like, please be nice to us, like don't hate us, you know? So the year where we start, Mina's brother, his girlfriend is like a real fucking hottie, okay? Like, she's really fucking hot. Like, she's beautiful. Like, even Mina, like, who I'm assuming is straight, is like, oh my god, oh my god, brother, how did you get her? Like, she's literally perfection. She's so hot. They're like, okay, well, we're gonna sacrifice you, like the hot girlfriend. His entire family is just like, no, like, it's such a bummer, you know? And then Mina, being the bad bitch that she is, she like basically like dives in after her and is like, I'm gonna set this right. So she goes to the sea god. She finds out that he's just been like sleeping this whole time. Like, he's not even mad at them. He's just been sleeping. I would be so mad. I would be so mad. Anyway, we've killed dozens of little girls because you were sleeping. Anyway, with the help of a mysterious young man and a motley crew of demons and spirits, Mina sets out to wake the sea god and bring an end to the killer storms once and for all. But a human cannot live long in the land of spirits, and there are those who would do anything to keep the sea god from waking. Is the hot girl dead? Like, that's my question. I'm like, is she dead? The sea god is f***ed up because, like, literally people have been dying. And you're just napping? Are you like, I would be so mad. Anyway, I'm excited for this, but like I said, I have no expectations. So the next two prompts I have the same book for, and that is something that's hyped up in the community and then something that's like a feel-good story. And for those two things, I have Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. I read Cerulean Sea and I really, really liked it. But people have been saying like, you think that was good. Like Under the Whispering Door is even better. I think also that this could be a tearjerker because at the end of Cerulean Sea I also cried. This is a cozy mystery, right? About this cafe place where like, you know, they serve tea and cones and like dead people pass through. It's like no big deal. When a reaper comes to collect Wallace from his own funeral, Wallace begins to suspect he might be dead. I don't know what else to expect from it, but I'm very excited. I can't wait. Next prompt, spicy chili truffle. Read a genre you very rarely read. For that, I've chosen Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I read fantasy all the time, you know, like especially lately. I rarely read YA fantasy, and the amount of hype that comes with this book, and I think I also added this to my TBR in January actually. People love this. So I'd be f***ing stupid if I didn't read it. Right, bruv? I have been wanting to read it for like a month or two because people have just been like on my timeline, just like it's everywhere, especially with the sequel coming out. People were like reigniting this desire for me to read it. Also, it's a stunning book. Like, look at it. You can't tell me that you don't want to read that book. Like, it's so beautiful. Anyway, I just realized that I forgot to light the candles behind me. Do you think it's bad luck? Legendborn. It's about this girl named Bree. Bree's mother really tragically like dies. To make things worse, Bree is only 16 years old. She literally has no desire, want, need to know the rest of her family. Because she has no interest in getting to know her family, like, you know, reliving all these childhood, like, no. She's like, no, I'm just gonna go to a school, it's whatever. Bree goes to a residential program for bright high schoolers. It seems like the perfect escape, right? Like, what could go wrong? And then on her first night there, Bree sees some shit. Bree sees things that she's not meant to see, and it's not good. So basically, she sees a flying demon feeding on human energies. And so she's like, that doesn't seem right. That seems like it should not be that like that at all. We should not do that. She also learns that there's a secret society within this school called Legendborn who hunt these demons, right? And then there's this dude named Merlin. He calls himself that, which is like so tacky. He tries to wipe Bree's memory. Nope. Didn't work. And then the mage's failure reveals Bree's own unique magic and a buried memory with a hidden connection the night her mother died. But because she sees all this, she's like, this is suspicious. How is this connected? So she's like, okay, maybe the police have the wrong idea. Maybe something else happened to my mom and I'm gonna figure it the fuck out. She's like, okay, Nick, this random guy named Nick, she's like, we're gonna figure it out. And he's like, cool, let's do it. Is that his name, Nick? So they go deeper and deeper and deeper, and they learn that this Legendborn society are descendants of King Arthur's knights and explain that a magical war is coming. Bree has to decide how far she'll go for the truth and whether she should use her magic to take the society down or join the fight. It sounds so good. It sounds so good. Next is Strawberry Cream, which is Read Something that was published in the last 12 months. So in January, I read The Watchers, which is like a horror moment, a horror novel. And I saw that A.M. Shine has another book called The Creepers that was published in like October. And so I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to read that. And I'm really excited. I can't wait to read it, dude. I don't really know what it's about, but I kind of want to go into it kind of blind because that's how I kind of went into it with The Watchers, and it was really good. Watch out for my wrap up where I'll talk about this more. We have Milk Chocolate Heart. Read your favorite genre. What is my favorite genre, really? How can I choose a favorite when I'm just so well read and I just read so many books and they're all just so different? Like, how do I even choose? It's gonna be horror. My favorite genre is horror. So for this, I decided that I want to read Nod by Adrian Barnes or Episode 13 by Craig DeLuey. I can't decide. I don't own either of these books, but again, I'm gonna see if I can get them on audio. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to get them for free or just get them on audiobook. And then if I really like them, I'll buy them. But So Nod is like an apocalypse book about this disease which prevents people from sleeping. And so people start losing their minds because they're sleep deprivated. So that's scary. Episode 13 is with this couple. They have this like paranormal show kind of thing, like a reality show, but it's like them ghost hunting. So they go to this like very famous place for episode 13. They think like things are gonna be like whatever. Things turn quite sour quite quickly and it becomes like a fucking nightmare. Kind of gives me oh, there was a horror movie that was similar to that. What is it called? If you know what I'm talking about. It's the horror movie where like the group of like people who are doing like a show, they're doing like a haunted / like, you know, ghost hunting show. They go to like an asylum and they end up being locked inside. Do you know what I mean? If you've seen it, you know. I can't remember. Please let me know in the comments if you remember. Anyway, that's the vibe it gives me. And that movie terrified me. Like, you know, okay, listen, you might know this feeling because like I've had it a few times and each time I end up like eating my own ass. Is that the saying? It's not the saying. But you know what I mean? Like I end up like basically like I'm so dumb. So basically I'll go into a horror movie and my friend will be like, this is really scary. It's like really up. I'm really excited for you to watch this because you're gonna be so afraid. And I'm the kind of bitch who's like, really? You have a scary, like you think this movie's scary? Like you're literally such a pussy. Like I don't get scared. Like that's not me. I'm not scared. And then like halfway through the movie, I'll be like this. Are you the same kind of person? Because like that's me every single time. I'm such a douchebag where like I go in and I'm like cocky and I'm like, I'm not afraid. And then literally I'm like, please don't let me sleep alone. I don't want to sleep alone. Will you share my bed? Like, please. Like, I'm literally that girl. Anyway, that's the vibes it gives me. Next, we have Dark Chocolate Seashell, which is to read something dramatic or mature. And for that, I have The Devil Takes You Home by Gabino Iglesias. This is gonna be so good. Like, I can just tell. Let me tell you what it's about, all right? This book is about Mario. Mario is basically like buried by debt. Like he is not doing well. Not to mention his young daughter is also quite ill, which is like really, really sad. Like, bummer. And his marriage is on the brink of like just being over, like destruction, like divorce. It's not good. Mario takes this job reluctantly to be like a hitman. And then he's like, oh my God, I'm kind of surprised by like how like badass I am. Like that's him. Like he's like, oh my God, I'm so good at being a hitman. Like I'm such a good assassin. You know what I mean? Like that's him. And so he's like, oh, okay, well, let me just keep doing it. And then eventually he's like, you know what? Let me just do this one more job. And then that's it. I'm cutting ties. I'm not going to do it anymore. And this job is for $200,000. And like either he'll leave with $200,000 or he'll leave with like a little bullet in his head. But the path to reward or ruin is never straight. It's Mario and it's a bunch of like his friends or like one or two of his like, you know, gal pals or whatever. And they're going through Texas, right? Like this endless landscape, it says. Across the border and back, their hidden motivations are laid bare alongside nightmarish encounters that defy explanation. One thing is certain, even if Mario makes it out alive, he'll return a different man. Seems like it's gonna be like supernatural. I have a feeling that Gabino does like supernatural stuff in his horror. I don't know though. I don't know. Either way, I'm so excited to read this. I cannot wait. Hazelnut Cream is to read a comedy, and for this I've decided to read a manga in honor of Sam because she's a little manga girl, and that is My Dress Up Darling. I need to read, I think, volume 4, 5, 6, and 7. Or maybe I need to read 5, 6, 7. I don't remember. I'm going to start the whole series over and I'm going to reread them. And I'm really excited. It's such a cute, like, if not kind of like horny manga, but I really, really like it. I'm obsessed with it. So I'm going to read that. And then finally we have Peppermint Patty, which is to read a one-shot, a standalone, or a short story. And for this, I have 2 options. No, I have 3 options. So I have The Prince and the Dressmaker, this one. Waif by Samantha Kolsnick, who is an icon. She's my queen. This is like one of her novellas. And then I also have Jessica Guess's Cirque Berserk, which is a horror novel. My only thing is like, I might not want to read this because it's like, it feels like it's supposed to be like a summer thing. and it's dead winter. I might not read this. These are my choices for this prompt, which I might pick. Last but not least, I just have one other book to talk about actually, and that's this book, because one of my patrons, Jessie, who's like literally an angel and icon, I'll put her Instagram, you should go follow her. Her Instagram is great. She read this and she was like, you need to read it, like you would love it. And I was like, it's like fairy porn, like really? But I don't know. So that is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. So the only reason I'm really considering this is because it's February, and like what a better way to spend your February or like Valentine's Day than with like fairy porn, fairy love triangle, you know, elven type shit. Like that seems like what February is meant for. And this cover is absolutely stunning. I just read the synopsis and it sounds so ridiculous. This is literally what it says. I'm not even f***ing around. It says, Bree would do anything before making a deal with the Fae. Death is preferable to their vicious schemes. It's so dramatic. She's like, fuck the Fae. They're all fake. I hate them. They're all just like literally the rudest things. Like they're gross. We hate them, you know? And then Bree's sister gets kidnapped by the Fae, by the king specifically, like the king of the Fae. And so Bree is like, fuck. Like, she's like, this isn't preferable to death. Like, I don't like this. He has to go see the king. And she's like, please give me back my sister, like this is rude. And he's like, I'll give you your sister if you just like go do these like little like task things. And so he says that he wants her to steal 3 magical relics from the rival Sealy court. And so she's like, fuck, dude, like really, this is kind of up, like whatever, I'll do it because my sister is like important to me. Her only choice really to like get there safely is to pretend like she's like a princess, to be like, I'm the bride of the prince of Sealy or whatever. People are like, okay, I guess we believe you. Kind of. It says that the Sealy prince isn't as like horrible as she thought he was. Like she thought he was like totally like a douchebag, and apparently he's like not. So she's like, cool, I guess, whatever. Unwilling to let her heart distract her, she accepts help from a band of unseelie misfits with their own secret agenda. But as Bree spends time with their mysterious leader, Finn, she finds herself struggling to resist his seductive charm. Caught between 2 dangerous courts, Bree must decide who to trust with her loyalty and who with her heart. If your sister is like literally on the verge of death because she's been kidnapped by a Fae king, should you really be like f***ing around and finding out with these dudes? I don't know. Anyway, those are the books. I know it's a lot. I'm so sorry. Those are the books I have planned, that I have desire, that I want to read. What? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please leave me this emoji. Just like leave me this one. Just that one, okay? Because then I'll know for certain that you and I are like meant to be. Shh, don't tell anyone. Okay, it's just us. It's like literally just us. Like, it's not like I'm totally not into polygamy. Monogamy is like such a thing that I love, you know? So just leave that emoji. And I know then that you also want to be with me. Is this weird? This might be weird. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books. If you have them on your TBR, what's going to be on your TBR? Let me know also if you're going to join the readathon, because it sounds so much fun. I'm so excited. Don't forget also to hit subscribe, because we talk about spooky shit, talk about creepy shit. We talk about how to sell a haunted house and our dinosaur boyfriends and shit. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. See you. Au revoir. Bye. Adios.